All right, thanks to Bounding into Comics here and some tweets from artist Bryan Hitch, I decided to do a little thing on comic books, which I hope I do more. I should. All I ever do for comic books is Sunday comics, where I just read and laugh at old Golden Age comics in the public domain. It's fun. But, and I've been meaning I got to do this to the Allegiance Arts comics, especially Red Rooster, that one from Mitch Brettweiser. It's out there. It finally happened, and that whole story. And I've got to do a video on that. And that's just my incompetence that I haven't. So, but thanks to Bounding into Comics making this so easy for doing all the work for me. Here's one where artist Bryan Hitch, who's easily one of the greatest, superstar artists in the industry today, talks about his Hawkman series, which I did read. It was pretty good. Of course, his art is absolutely fantastic. But basically, what it was sort of this tour of the alternate lives of Hawkman, because he, the whole story about Hawkman is that he reincarnates. And so there was and then it gives an explanation for why this happens and all that sort of stuff. So, it was a good fun run. It got canceled. I can see where he thought he could have done better, but he's laying the blame of that there was no promotion for it. So that's what he's detailing here. And so he goes through. He got his tweets here. So it's a shame my Hawkman run with Robert Vendetti didn't sell as well as we would have liked. I and the writers I work with can provide damn good comics, but it's up to publishers to sell them, not creators. And here I think we were let down. Well, selling them into advertising and promotion. And because I'm a comic book guy and I go to the comic book store, I knew about it. But yeah, I got a point that there was no big ads that I saw all that much, and I'm trying to think if there was any in the other comics I bought, and I don't, because I mean, there's the promo supplements and whatnot that they have at the store that certainly had some little spreads on it initially, anyway. And sometimes you'll get a few ads about the first issue, and that's it, So then. Vendetti chimes in and says, yeah, such a missed opportunity, but we brought our best and did what many said was impossible. That's enough for me to be proud of. And, it's a beautiful work because, in the stories, like I said, it's a magical mystery tour of Hawkman. and of course, the art, as always with Hitch, is fantastic. So then Hitch doubles down. I think Robert Vendetti and I held up our end of the creative bargain in DC and gave DC a damn good comic. It was DC's job to interest anyone and everyone to buy it. They didn't, unfortunately. So Jimmy Palmiotti comes in and said, Justin Gray and I had a run after Jeff, and it was selling really well with Buzz, and randomly they took us off and put a new team on it, and it got canceled soon after. I mean, they pulled us off at their highest numbers. Clueless. So Bryan replies, it seems like a simple equation. Get the best out of the creative team and then market and sell the shit out of it. So yeah, no doubt some cluelessness does happen at DC. A lot of their decisions make no sense at all. But we'll get to one that's the big. Okay, here we are. Okay. So he says, Hawkman launched in a week, sandwiched between the launch of Bendis' Superman and Snyder's Justice League. I think we got an announcement, but no pushes or fanfares. And, of course, all the attention in stores and buyers went to those two launches, which had huge initiatives. Now, Justice League was a big deal with the whole Snyder Cut fandom and whatnot, which I did my little part as well. And comic book's not going to be able to compete with that. And, of course, the announcement for it and HBO Max and everything, you can understand it. And I'm trying to remember the timeline. I didn't remember that it came out at the time. I'm guessing the initial announcement of it, because it was a while before the movie actually came out. But Bendis is Superman. Oh, jeez. They treat Bendis like he's still the Bendis, of 15 years ago. He's not. The last good work from that guy, I think, was Dark Avengers. That was a pretty good run. And that's it. He's been trying to be a movie mogul, and that didn't happen. He got his Power series adapted to a television series, and that went nowhere. One of his new characters, Naomi, has got a series order at CW, so I guess he's trying to dip his toe. That's the best of all of this. He's not involved in any of the movies or anything, but and it shows. His work in comics is just very watered down, and the ideas are just he just throws things at the wall to see if it sticks, and it's stupid. He ruined Superman. Superman was actually getting very good until he came on. Ruined the Superboy character they'd established. That whole business and the Super Sons and the family dynamic with Superman and Lois and their son, all that was good stuff, and it's gone. So yeah, I dropped off of Superman. I gave him a shot. I looked at what he was doing. I even gave him a shot on Legion of Superman. It's just all so stupid. And he's like, and sometimes it's like he's trying to recapture, because one of the things about him was that the dialogue was interesting. It was a different take on it and how he did it and all that. And now it's just a joke. It's kind of like, like Joss Whedon and stuff like that as far as dialogue goes. So what a waste. And boy, did they blanket the pages with ads about Bendis. Oh, Bendis is coming, and all this stuff. And like it's this great moment. No, it wasn't. So at the expense of other titles, might have done better. Now, I think Bendis isn't the superstar they thought he was. But at the expense of other titles that were fair and good. I'm not saying Hawkman was this great classic or anything. It's not. But it was better than this. And plus, it's respectful to the character and all this sort of thing. All the good, everything that this wasn't. And so, yeah, it's a problem. So anyway, he's saying he's generally proud of his work. Well, how could he not be? And he, on Twitter, he showed the pencil work for some of the splash pages from Hawkman. And so this Mega Brain Comics and Arcade chimes in and says, it amazes me just how little money publishers are given to market comics. Because if done right, getting kids into these things will create customers for life. In all seriousness, why are there no commercials for comics ahead of every MCU and DCEU film or on Disney Plus or HBO Max? And this is where it kind of cuts in somewhat to Hitch's own argument, but he makes he's right about this because mass market advertising only works if the product is easy to find anywhere. They tried getting it back into Walmart. I don't know if there's still any comics there because I don't see them, but it didn't really take off. But anyway, comics have been primarily a small hobby market for at least the last 25 years. The characters are a worldwide big business in media and licensing, but comics are not. And so it kind of cuts into what the popularity would be, but he's talking about overall, and this guy, his question is very pointed to that, and that why aren't they pushing comics elsewhere? And he says, well, because they're not there. So that's why they don't do it. But he has a point about this, the hobby market where his comics will be, and they didn't advertise to them. So as much as they did for stupid crap like Bendis Superman. So he's got a bit of a point there to gripe about, but it's limited to its reach, and so there it is. But it's beautiful work. I would recommend checking it out if you just want to read basic superhero stuff and all his weird alternate selves, reincarnation stories of Hawkman. And, of course, the excellent art, as always, from Mr. Hitch. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.